We are often told, ladies and gentlemen, that as Toastmasters, we might be called upon to deliver a speech, as we understand a speech, impromptu. We are asked to deliver a speech where we don't expect it, in front of people we may not know, probably don't know. And here this afternoon, I happen to be Vipin's mentor, so I know what would be in his speech. I wouldn't be delivering it, but I knew the crux of sex after kids. Now, I could have carried on and kept the same title, but it wouldn't have been as interesting as Vipin's version, I assure you. So I had to think of being this Toastmaster that within less than 4 hours would have to come up with a speech. Now, what do I say? Why should I do it? I do the program. I was telling myself to do a speech. Am I crazy? Well, I phoned up my psychiatrist and I said to her, look, I intend to do a speech in 4 hours. I have no idea what I'm going to say. I have no idea what I will deal with. I'm scared. What shall I do? Take some more of those pills or what? Says Anthony, you're very brave. I am brave. The bill I paid, the money I paid to consult. So I think you should go ahead, knowing very well I'll probably see her tomorrow morning and tell her what happened to me giving this free speech impromptu. Now you're going to say, are you going to be asked to give an impromptu speech in real life? Probably not, but quite possibly. And where would you find an impromptu speech opportunity? Not only so much in Cyprus, but places like the UK and other countries. The wedding reception, they even have a professional Toastmaster who gives a speech. I might be one of those one day and I'll get dressed in red and be funny. Or they ask from the guests, usually the best man. But because the best man, 9 times out of 10, is too drunk to deliver the speech, they might ask somebody else, hey, you, Cosma, you belong to that speaking club? Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, hey, Rahit, yeah, you know, you belong to that. And people have this habit that if you work somewhere, you should know everything. Like if you work at Price or Waterhouse Coopers, then you should know all about these people at PwC the world over. I used to get that when I used to work with Cyprus Airways. Hey, Anthony, do you know what the airfare is at the moment to Frankfurt? No, I'm a steward. Why should I know the airfare? Oh. What happened the other day on the flight to Athens? I don't know. I wasn't there. It was my day off, and I don't particularly care. I'm not going to worry about it. Hey, Anthony, you work for Cyprus Airways. How many wings does an aeroplane have? Well, you can count them next time. So people will say, you are a member of the speaking club. Speak to us. And there you are. If you don't know very much about bride and bridegroom, let alone the rest of the relatives. And you have to explain in a nice way how you know more about the bride than what you do about the groom. Now, how do you know so much? How do you know that she nearly choked 3 weeks ago on a plate of pastorma? You don't. How do you know that? How can you explain of this intimacy with the bride? So you have to tread carefully in this impromptu speech. You think and you try to find things of the past that you know about them, but yeah, you can think of them, but how can you deliver them? Well, it's easier at a wedding reception. As I say, most of them won't understand what you're saying anyway. So that's how you do it as an impromptu speech. I was asked 2, maybe 3 years ago, and I've said this in private conversation with people, I was invited to an extremely close family lunch at a restaurant. Lots of families, kids, cousins, babies, granddads, grandchildren, the works. And I was the only non-family member. And I was asked to give a speech. So I stood up and I had to speak. Basically, people I didn't know. Are they going to laugh? Are they going to say I'm silly? Are they going to say I'm stupid? What am I on about? Probably all of those things. So I stood there and I had to speak about the family and the elder people of the family, and I had to click quickly and think of things that had happened to them over the past 22 years. And it might sound difficult, but if you wait and think on your feet, it's like doing the table topics, but only instead of 2 minutes, you have to do it in 7 minutes, which you look at the timer and you hope that the timing is correct, because you haven't even got a green light yet. So, just 10 minutes. 10 minutes? What do you think I am? I am BBC World?
How's the garlic?
The garlic. So we're moving on from the BBC, and you think about yourself, and you think quickly, and you say, well, let's talk about things that have happened to me. And well, nobody's interested in what's happened to me, but they are interested, though, in things that have happened to me, or you, that they can relate to, that's happened to them. Then they say, and all it is the truth. So that's when you have zero time, or very little time, to deliver a speech, on how to prepare a speech. Think of things that have happened to you. Think. Silly things. I remember going towards the lift, a block of flats out of it, and my daughter, why are you going in the lift with a remote control? What remote control? Well, you offspring. Daddy, you're holding a remote control. I thought it was my mobile. No, it was a remote control. Now, nobody's going to admit that they've done that. Once you say that, they'll say, oh, yeah, I can. They won't say it, but inside of them, they'll say, oh, I did that. Or the time when you're sitting there, you think, hey, this kettle is taking ages. I hope it hasn't broken. This is not the time to buy a new kettle. I don't hear it pop. You know, when the electric kettle, when it finishes, it goes brrr, and that means it's finished boiling. And you don't hear the boil, you go, have a look. What's happened to this kettle? You know, I only bought it 15 years ago. And what do you realise? That you haven't turned it on, have you? So how does the kettle know that it has to boil for your cup of tea or coffee? It doesn't. Everybody's done that, but nobody will admit it. Hey, how about the time when you went into the car park? Where's my car? And if there's anyone that hasn't done that ever, they're laughing. Now, this is called heckling. In any speech, whether it be prepared, unprepared, or imaginary, you have to deal at some point in your speaking life with a heckler.
Oh, yeah.
It either can be verbal or can make funny noises, especially if they've had dinner or pastuma. So, well, you're in the car park and you go out there and say, where's my car? I'm sure I came in the car. Where's my car? You can't see your car. Then you get the keys out and you go, hoping that the lights would go on, and oh, there's my car. Nothing goes on. And I know for certain our president has done that because I have been with her, and she could not locate her car. And I said, "Are you sure you came in the car? You know, you didn't get a taxi or get there?" No. Well, where is it? I don't know. Well, I'll take you home, Eileen, and tomorrow you can get a taxi in the daylight, and I'm sure you'll see it. You'll find it. So everybody has done that. I know I have done many times. Also, have you ever tried to get into somebody else's car thinking it's your car? I've done that. I got out of the kiosk, my bike's, I opened the boot of the car, And it wasn't my boot. It was far more tidy. And I thought, uh-oh. So I pulled the boot down and I see through the rear thing a woman sitting there in the car. She parked and she's sitting in there. I thought she probably thinks I'm very funny. I'm a weirdo. So I go up to her window. I said, I'm sorry, I thought it was my car. It's the same colour. Yours is cleaner than mine. I'm sorry. And instead of going all aggressive, and I thought, whatever, chap.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.